Is that how you're wanting your life to end, is just sort of an automated road history? I think we went through that already. And I can't see us wanting to go back to it because the reason we changed it, it was people were appalled and said no.
Welcome to another edition of the Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. Now, here's dementia care expert Teepa Snow and your host, Greg Phelps.
Hello and welcome to the Dementia Care Partners podcast. My name is Greg Phelps, and joining me as usual is dementia care expert Teepa Snow. And Teepa, our topic today may seem a little off the wall, hard to believe. Airbags to prevent physical harm during falls and robots as care partners. And remember, I don't make this stuff up. Okay, so why is this even a topic? And what can or should we be doing about it? Or if people listen to the last podcast in this series, maybe they know that we're running out of care partners. But I have some problems with having a factory for seniors, robot care.
Well, it's when I watched the video, I thought, is this for real? I mean, the one with the airbag thing, because I was like, are we kidding? Oh my heavens, what a okay. I was like, huh. So if you haven't seen it, we'll make sure there's a link so you can look at it, because it truly is like, huh. And then the robot thing is just like, I know there's artificial intelligence, but here's a reality check. I don't think that intelligence is intelligent enough to keep up with somebody's changing brain when they have dementia. The challenge is that there's so many facets to a brain, and a robot has to be programmed. And it means, wow, they're always going to be one step behind, or I'll figure something out that they didn't plan on. And now we're off program and we got a bug in the program. And guess who it is? Because I don't fit your profile. I mean, I'm not the real quiet person. You start to try to get my arm in a sleeve and I'm going to go, whoa, what are you doing here? No, I got it. And I take it out of your little robot hand. Or I go, no, I'm not doing that. Or I start messing with the robot. I'm pretty sure that, that's going to be interesting.
Pull that plug.
Yeah. And, the airbag that deploys, it's like, wow, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be agitated once that happens, because it's like, whoa, baby, what is going on here? Rather than somebody simply walking with me and being aware of potential loss of balance and being prepared to provide some support to me, it's just sort of like, how do we let somebody get into this situation and not be present? I guess is the question I have.
So falls are a problem for seniors. They contribute an awful lot to injuries. So I've come up with this ingenious solution. These people that are having mobility issues, I'm going to put them not in a wheelchair. I'm going to put them in that tippy-backy one. And that way, they're pretty safe there. What do they call that? A Brock or bro?
Well, there's a Broda, there's the princess chair. We learned in Australia it's called the princess chair. And then we might call it a Jerry chair. So we tip you back and it's like tilt in space, inner ear, tilt in space, vestibular. Vestibular says, I'm falling backwards. And so therefore, the human reaction to falling backwards is to take your hands and grab out and to try to lean forward. So I am spending a tremendous amount of time and energy trying to lean forward. I'm trying to lean forward because I'm afraid like this. Oh, I'm falling back. So I'm start to bring my head more forward. All right. And now when I go to sit to eat, what's that going to be like, Greg?
Oh, that's going to be real
my
comfortable.
Head is tipped way down.
Yep. You'll be looking at your crotch instead of your table. Yeah. Yeah.
So then you're going to want to tip me back. And now my mouth is open. And you put the food in the open mouth when I'm going, because I'm afraid I'm falling. What's the risk of that then? Now we have aspiration issues as opposed to fall issues. So I have great concerns about tipping people back in space all the time. I have great concerns about keeping people in wheelchairs all the time. I have great concern about not enhancing mobility, because humans are meant to move, and rather than trying to keep them safe by immobilizing them, let me say again, I think I said it in an earlier podcast this month, I've been around a long time. We used to not only tie people in their chairs, we used to tie the chairs to the walls. And you know what we would find? People would be in the stairwells, climbing down stairwells with the wheelchair. People were turning their wheelchairs over. They're turning their jerry chairs. They're climbing out the ends of beds over the side rails. I mean, people are humans, and humans don't feel safe. When they don't feel safe, they're going to move. They're going to try to move. And if we're in the way, they're going to try to get us out of the way. If no one's around, they're going to try to get up, and probably gravity will have an issue. So we need to get better at creating spaces and places and programming that meets their need. And then they wouldn't be doing so much movement that we don't want, because what it says is we're not giving them what they need. Sorry, but we aren't.
So we should stop spending money on airbags for seniors and robots for seniors. And I mean, we could set it up as a factory, Teepa. You know, I mean, they've done that with cows. You hook them all up to the automatic milkers, and, you know, we got the feeders for them, and chickens, it's the same way. I mean, there's got to be some way.
Is that how you want your life to end, is just sort of an automated road history? I think we went through that already. And I can't see us wanting to go back to it, because the reason we changed it was people were appalled and said no. And so what we're seeing over and over again is families saying, I can't do that to my person. I can't. And so now we're depleting the families, and we're going to get to a point where we can't keep doing that either. I'm hoping that before all that comes to a total grinding halt, that we start acknowledging dementia is special. I mean, it's one of the most amazing conditions you can have to learn to live with. More than diabetes, and there's not going to be one quickie drug that we can give people, and now they'll be on it the rest of their life, but they don't need to worry about, well, they actually do need to worry about some things. Apparently there are side effects even for those drugs. But what we do need is more awareness, knowledge, and skill in this area to try to reduce the trauma of events that happen when we're not aware or knowledgeable or skilled.
So I deliver some of my material tongue in cheek, as you're aware, but this is a serious problem for families. And most of them are feeling helpless. Like, who do I turn to get, I won't necessarily say the truth, but who do I turn to that can explain this to me so that I can understand?
Yeah. And so, you know, I've got to say, it's got to be buyer beware, because one PT is not like another. One OT is not like another. One physician is not like another. We need to actually work with people who get dementia. And so depending on whether or not you feel like the kind of thing we do is where you want to be, because it's like, that's what I see happening. That's where I feel that matches up with my experience. That's where we can be helpful then, because we have done a lot of things where we go, well, that's one possibility. Here, let's look at this possibility for a bit, and let's compare the two. Which one do you want to try first? It's your call. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but we're going to explore your options so that you have two alternatives to look at, to decide on, before you just, I'm not going to say this is what you should do. I'm going to say, look at this, let's try this, let's explore this, let's learn about this. Now, which of these two do you want to try first? This one? All right, let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. Now, what can we do around it to try to minimize risk? Because we're into minimizing risk, not taking away possibilities.
Speaking of risk, are you up for being cloned? Because there's only one of you. You know, can we?
Well, we haven't gotten, no, we're not doing that assembly line. We do training. We do skill building. We call them certification courses, and they start all the way from champion. How do you build your own skills, to how do you build the skills of others? How do you build the knowledge of others? Trainer, coach, champion teacher, consultant, engagement leader. We truly believe that others can master skills, and when they do, they can share those skills.
Now, most of the time, your classes fill up really quickly, and it is from professional care partners, which is, you know, great. Can an average person who has a mother or father struggling with dementia, can they also get something out of attending one of your classes if there's a seat available?
Absolutely. We have family members all the time that are moving into roles of leadership because they're tired of being told untruths, and they're tired of being pushed around and shoved around by a system that's not meeting their needs or their person's needs. And for many people, it's turned into a legacy project. Their person has finished their journey, but they have realized there's so much to be done. And so they've joined us in this work that we're doing. And even if all you want to do is take a baby bite, we're in favor of baby bites, because baby bites are how you figure out if you like it and you want more.
Teepa, thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg.
You've been listening to the Dementia Care Partners podcast, brought to you by Positive Approach to Care. For more information on today's program or any other dementia-related topic, go to teepasnow.com.